And he spake to the princes of the lineages of the sons of Israel. This is the word which the Lord commanded. If any of men maketh a vow to the Lord, either bindeth himself by an oath, he shall not make void or false his word, but he shall fulfill all thing that he promised. If a woman that is in the house of her father, and is yet in the age of a young damsel, avoweth anything, either bindeth herself by an oath, her father knoweth the vow that she promised, and the oath by which she bound her soul, and he is still, she shall be guilty of that oath if she break it. Whatever thing she promised and swore, she shall fulfill and work. For sith if her father again said, anon as he heard both vows, and her oath shall be void, and she shall not be holden bound to the promise, for her father again said it. If she hath an husband, and she avoweth anything, and a word going out of her mouth at once bindeth her soul with an oath, in what day her husband heareth this, and again saith it not, she shall be guilty or bound to that vow. She shall yield whatever thing she promised. But if the husband heareth it, and anon again saith, and maketh void all her promises, and words by which she bound her soul, the Lord shall be merciful to her. A widow and a woman forsaken of her husband shall yield whatever thing they vow. When a wife in her husband's house bindeth herself by a vow and an oath, if her husband heareth it, and is still, and again saith not her promise, she shall yield whatever thing she promised. Sithly, if the husband again said anon, she shall not be holden guilty of the promise, for her husband again said it anon, and the Lord shall be merciful to her. If she avoweth and bindeth herself by an oath, that she torment her soul by fasting, either by abstinence of other things, it shall be in the doom of her husband that she do that, either doeth it not. But if the husband heareth it, and he is still, and delayeth the sentence in the t'other day, she shall yield whatever things she avowed and promised, for he was still, anon as he heard. Sithly, if her husband again said her vow and her oath, after that he knew thereof, he shall bear his wickedness. These be the laws which the Lord ordained to Moses, betwixt the husband and the wife, betwixt the father and the daughter, which is yet in the age of a young damsel, or that yet dwelleth in her father's house unmarried.